vampire goth mommy spit in my mouth.
Are you guys talking about that magic shit? Ugh.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Hard Part Podcast, where the hard part today is romance without finance.
Romance without finance.
We've kind of hit the upper echelon of what we can do studio development-wise without self-financing, which takes time. As you know, there are other bills that need to be paid. So
what? No.
Yeah, it's just everything just falls out of the sky.
We don't need to pay other bills.
But yeah, no, like we had done it up collectively, and not to throw everything out there, but we're like 3,000 in.
Yeah, like
on this?
like $3K, but that's like nothing, honestly.
No,
I mean,
no.
I've seen creators do significantly more.
Oh yeah, I've seen people throw $3,000 at a camera.
Yeah, at a
let alone
single camera.
A
Which
spread of cameras.
one day I would like to. Like, I want to upgrade it. And
that would
shit,
be
but,
really
like,
cool. Well, if we have a $3,000 camera, I want you to know you're going bungee jumping or something.
Oh,
Like,
fuck
we
that,
can test
dude.
that draw.
Dude.
Draw luck. I know what my draw luck
yeah,
is at jumping off a bridge. I'm not doing it.
Yeah, I'll test
Like-
my draw luck by jumping off a fucking bridge because, that's always good for me.
Yeah, no, that would not be fun. Although I think that you seem like the type of guy who would be interested in diving, like skydiving and whatnot.
So I thought about it for a little bit.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to, but then I started getting really scared.
100%.
I have done whitewater rafting, and not just like little rapids, right? So for my birthdays for a couple of years, we went to a place called Magic Falls. And all rapids are based on class, which is basically like how much there actually is within like
Oh yeah,
the waves.
I've done a bit of rafting. In my day.
So there was a hurricane that they did a hurricane warning up here, which is super rare for Maine, and they opened up the
It's
dam.
an ambitious hurricane.
Yeah, they opened up the dam at the top of the river.
Okay.
So these class 2 and 3 rapids turns into 5s and 6s. So I got to go on class 6 rapids without going to the Grand Canyon.
That's some white people shit
And
right there.
here's the
we have a
fucking-
hurricane. Let's open up the floodgates
Yep.
and go swimming.
Yup. But it was really funny because then I was like, because they asked everybody, like, yeah, helmets are optional. And our entire raft was like, fuck that. No helmets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I loved whitewater rafting. Like, that was a ton of fun. And it's because I'm a good swimmer anyway. So
Why even bring a life vest at that point?
yeah,
Might as
fuck
well.
it.
Yeah.
Might as well tie cement bricks to our ankles,
Who needs
too.
pants? We could just go with some cement shoes and call it a day.
Yeah, some cardboard pants, maybe.
Cardboard pants.
Oh, that would be so loud to walk around. And, like, normal pants, like, when I walk, make me mad sometimes, the way they, like...
Not
on
only
each
that,
other.
but think about, I don't know if you've ever gotten like paper cut, but a cardboard cut is like the chainsaw variant of that. Like, imagine getting your nutsack clipped in like a little chainsaw of cardboard. Just, that'd be rough.
Yeah, I think I would commit seppuku.
I mean,
Unhonorable.
it's an unhonorable seppuku.
Unhonorable. So, this week, because we are in episode 8, congratulations, guys. We are at another giveaway.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to wait till the end.
I think you meant 9. We had episode 8 last week.
Yeah.
We-
Weeks meld.
We
Welcome
spent
to episode...
we spent all night we were editing until what, 4:30 this morning?
4:30 this morning.
So,
Yep.
yeah, no, it's still episode 8 fresh in our brains.
Still
so
fresh in our brains.
If any of the conversations carry over from the
Yeah.
previous episode, you know why.
Holy shit. Yeah, it was crazy. Like, we were out super late, but the content on that one is...
Oh yeah, it's definitely
Amazing.
evolving. Shout out now, or rather, heads up now to anybody who has just gotten off of that one. We do know about the links that didn't go through on
Yep.
that. There were a couple that we sacrificed for whatever reason. The rhino with the whip.
Yeah,
just,
it just wouldn't fucking, like, it would try to render this video, right? And we'd get like 14 minutes in, and then it's just like, no. And we're already sitting at 3:30. It was 2 o'clock when we started rendering.
Yeah.
So at that point, we're already really fucking tired, and we're like, "Oh my god, dude, I just want to go to bed."
Finish.
And so then we tried it again. It broke. We tried it again, and I noticed, I was like, "This is the section where that fucking picture of the rhino is."
Yep.
So we just deleted it. We're like,
Yeah.
fuck that thing. But there is a couple of other broken links that it said was going to be there, but I couldn't find them. And at 4 a.m. at that point, I was like, this isn't...
know that we know, and it was more
We
about getting it out on
fully
time than it was about. And
Yeah.
keep in mind, this is something.
This is a two-man show.
It improves over
Yeah.
time. Yeah, like if you
We're
look
doing
at
this ourselves.
last night's episode 8 versus episode 4, like we're talking night and day.
A whole
Like,
different story.
yeah.
Like the cameras are better. We're still getting better at it. Like you'll notice this episode, we've changed the angles a little bit, messed around with how things look because we're trying to get the lighting better with the minimal lighting we have in this temporary studio.
For some reason, Sean just has this perma dark cloud hanging over
I
him.
do, no matter what I do. So like you'll see it right now. It looks dark, but if I like lean here,
Which, yeah.
it's a little bit better.
It's so weird
But I
because
still have the hard.
your
hard
complexion is so much better suited to like pop off the light too.
split. I
Like,
know, dude. Like I'm a fucking ghost,
oh,
and
that's
it's like
funny.
no.
But we've got a bunch of stuff that we're going to talk about this week. We've
Good
got a
stuff.
bunch of repacks that have been sitting around here for
Tons
a
of
while,
repacks.
and we just really want to get into that.
Yep.
So
We
that's
also
gonna
have
supersede.
our Silex giveaway,
Woo!
which
The
we
Silex is out again.
which we still have to like. By the way, you were wrong. There is an Urza Silex with water coming out of it.
Is there an Urza
There
Silex?
is. I found it online the
Alright.
other day. Because I'm gonna pull it up on the thing that I use a lot is ManaBox. If you guys haven't heard of ManaBox,
ManaBox.
ManaBox tracks your collection. This is not an ad. This sounds like an ad already.
Hey, yeah.
This is so ManaBox allows you to put your entire collection on an app. And it also allows you to scan your cards with it. So you can buy this thing that you can put your phone on, and then when you scan the card, it loads it into the app for you. So when you put it in boxes and everything, it stays in the same order. You can find the cards. But it also allows you to look up sets, look up cards, things like that. Look up by rarity, by type, by cost. So if you want to see how much your cards are worth, it tells you. So for example, I haven't really gotten far into putting everything in right now. But just the 297 cards that I've scanned in is worth $606 dollars. So once I get my whole collection in there, we'll be able to see everything.
Yeah.
If I look at a couple of decks, for example, I built a silly little deck list called Just Land. If I was to buy it, it is $174 at market price. So
Boom.
it tells you how much it would be, and it can even link you to sites to go buy it. Sites like Definitely Not TCG Player.
Definitely not TCG player. Yeah. Gosh.
Not right now.
Yep. We don't want to have anything to do with that.
Nope, not right now.
Um,
Card Kingdom will do it and things like that. So, but it links it to that.
I do want to do kind of a focus on this round to let you know that if anybody's checking this out and you don't know about Commander in your, because again we seek to bring in the casual listener and the Magic player
Yes.
that doesn't know everything.
Yeah, because even we don't know everything. I mean, look at a couple of our other episodes where we've corrected ourselves and we didn't delete the footage. Like
Oh,
a,
yeah,
a
we
lot
try
of
and keep
creators will
that.
probably say something like, I even know some big people who say things wrong and they clip it out.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
If I was a rules aficionado, or that was what we were going for, is like
Yeah.
going over the rules, then I might have more.
But we fuck things up.
Yeah.
Right? And I mean, even though I do have, judge status and stuff, I still fucking...
level 2.
Yeah, yeah. I still mess things up, right? It's just because there's a lot to the game, and if I was judging consistently, I'd probably do it. I'd be better at it. But I can't remember everything. Not even like tier 5 judges, which they don't even do tier systems anymore, but like top judges don't even remember all the cards.
That's the thing with like John Finkel really liked Magic because this was the intellectual equivalent of a sport.
Yes.
So yeah, look at most sports fans and how well they can play the sport that they're the fan of.
Yeah, do you think...
You know?
Yeah, I don't think my dad could ever fucking play like
tackle football.
no, dude.
Like take out his hip or
Never.
something.
Yeah,
like,
he would take out more than that. He couldn't even breathe to get to the fucking line.
but that doesn't mean again you're casuals. You guys we collectively are. We are Magic. Yeah, there's the whales and so forth, but whales don't go to Friday night magics. And if they do, they're just there to pick up, their little date stamped whatever.
Exactly.
And really when it comes down to it, just being on the ground and being excited about something, collectively is kind of the whole vibe that we're going for here.
Yeah, it's different. Speaking of like going out to events and stuff, by the time this airs on Monday, we will be going to the pre-release for Final Fantasy.
Woo!
So we're going to be filming at our local spot called Weekend Anime.
Yep.
They're allowing us to go in there, film and everything. So we're going to get
Thanks,
some
guys.
good... Yes, thank you. It's
Much
gonna be,
appreciated.
It's going to be great. I'm excited for it. Julie and Ryan, who own the business, great people. They're awesome.
Up our fancy waivers.
We got our waivers ready, so that we can't get sued for filming people.
Right? Yeah. No, you want to make sure all your T's are. And that's the other fun thing about this is it is this haphazard production that we've got going so far.
But we remember these things.
Yeah, I was gonna say. We have a lot of things in order and in place. Probably we definitely put the cart before the horse as far as a lot of the business
like
stuff
things like
went.
this. Like even though it's early on, right? We don't want to 5 years down the line if this picks up speed a lot. They'll be like, oh, by the way, remember that time you filmed me 10 years ago? I want money for it now. So it's like.
That being said,
waivers.
Again, those of you that are up front here next week, just to plug this a little bit, next week we're going to try and get a shout out to each one of you individually and find out if there's anything that you want to talk about within the next episode. So we're going to really try and at least while we're small and we have this little homie family, we're going to go ahead and see if we can't get some stuff that you guys want to talk about and some things that maybe talk about some nostalgic things and things that you love about Magic and whatnot.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
definitely let us know.
Keep that in mind. Timelines and so forth. Next week we'll record it, but
because next week we'll talk about the pre-release a little bit. We won't go super far into it. I think we'll give a good synopsis, but we are going to be, like I said, creating a whole nother video for the pre-release.
Yeah, that, and we're doing the pre-release on Sunday, and then we'll be recording on Monday.
Yep.
So we'll probably just make mention of it, and then
I think what I want to do is for the pre-release one.
Right.
I think I'm going to release it outside of normal schedule. I think I'm going to just post it straight to YouTube.
Okay.
Instead of just to Patreon,
because I
want everyday schmo to see it, right?
Yeah.
So this week for Keyword Corner, we decided because we're gonna talk about, like we already said, Commander stuff.
Yeah.
So we thought about it. We sat down and we're like, what's a really good keyword for Commander that you should be aware of, you should know, and you should also understand the creator of it apologized for it in an interview, in an actual interview.
That's bad when they all get all Oppenheimer-y and like,
yeah, we didn't.
I did not plan on making this. This is a bad idea.
So the keyword is eminence. Eminence was first introduced in Commander 2017. It came out with 4 commanders with it. One of them I absolutely hate. The Ur-Dragon.
The Ur-Dragon.
Ur-Dragon.
Shaper of Nightmares.
Shaper of Nightmares and bullshit. I think it's Alana, with eyes. I think it's Alana is her name. Archmage Ritualist.
Oh, and all, yeah, that's... Yep. That's my wizard one that I run.
Then you have Edgar Markov.
Literally never play her.
Never play her.
Sits in the command
it doesn't
zone.
do anything. Edgar Markov is the one.
Sees some play.
Edgar's the one the creator of Edgar apologized for.
Oh,
he was like, "I'm
fair.
so sorry."
It really though, it was a matter of time. The vampire fan base within Magic the Gathering is quite the fan base.
Yep.
And there's a huge overlap there of like people that like don't play Magic, they play vampire decks.
Yep.
Yep.
And then there's Arabo, Roar of the World.
You went to the release of the Blade Trinity, like
Oh yeah.
the original movie,
Yeah.
like
Yep. So what eminence is it basically gives a advantage tribal effect, which means so eminence is one of those things where it works if it's on the field or sitting in your command zone.
Works from your command zone.
The reason why he apologized for Edgar Markov is you don't ever have to take him out of the command zone, and he's super strong. Same with the Dragon, and same with your wizard once you like actually build the deck and build it up. Like they sit in the command zone, so you can't destroy them, you can't stop their effects, and they just happen at all times.
I can just pay 1 to copy a wizard.
Yep, and I can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can't counter the effect because it's in the command zone.
I think it's an ability. I think you could stifle it.
Maybe. It's
because it's in the command zone, but once you activate it, there's something that's happening within the stack and in the playfield.
3 eminence abilities are triggered abilities. That creature must be on the battlefield or in the command zone as the trigger event occurs. Also, the trigger ability resolves. If the creature is in an appropriate zone as the trigger event occurs but leaves that zone, the ability won't do anything as it resolves. Is the ruling on that.
Remember that part where we were talking about we're real casual?
Yep. Yep. So there was a similar effect in Commander 2013 from Oloro, the Ageless Ascetic.
Okay.
Where what his card is at the beginning of your upkeep, you gain 2 life. Whenever you gain life, you may pay 1. If you do, draw a card and each opponent loses 1 life. At the beginning of your upkeep, if Oloro Ageless Ascetic is in the command zone, you gain 2 life. So he was eminence pre-eminence wording.
Is that the giant fella?
It is. Okay. It is the tricolored giant
I
guy.
think he was kind of memey back in the day.
He was, because people were like, oh, this is stupid. Yeah. Like, and then they came out with eminence like 4 years later, and it was like,
oh, this is really broken and overpowered.
So... Yeah, there was something called Mono Eminence as well.
Oh,
which is an ability where it's seen on a cycle of unknown event test cards. It was similar to regular Eminence, but applies the extra deck building condition of having to stick to a specific monocolored identity.
So I feel like that's like proto-companion.
Yeah, basically, because this was also pre-companion.
Yeah.
Dragon's so dumb. So, Dragon. Is Wooburg in 4. It's a 10/10 dragon avatar, legendary creature, that says eminence as long as Dragons in the command zone or on the battlefield. Either or. Other dragon spells you cast cost 1 less.
So that's not bad. That's really... This is the one you're always complaining. I thought you were talking about the one that copies.
You haven't gotten the second effect
yet. The second effect.
Whenever 1 or more dragons you control attack, draw that many cards, then you may put a permanent card from your hand onto the battlefield.
That's a rough one. Yeah, because if you're running dragons, you're really ready to just ramp some stuff out.
And this is where I don't like Dracogenesis.
Dracogenesis, Omniscience.
Yep. Yeah, so, but Edgar is like, Edgar creates tokens from the command zone.
For free, right?
For free.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit.
Whenever you cast another vampire spell, which if you're playing vampires, it's all of them.
Yeah.
Edgar Markov is in the command zone or on the battlefield. Create a 1/1 black vampire creature token. Here's the thing. You can pull him out of the command zone, and then he has first strike and haste, and whenever he does damage. When he attacks, you put a +1/+1 counter on each vampire control.
Okay.
So he's a 4/4, so you can pull him out of the command zone and play the whole risk game of, oh, my commander's going to die, but getting him to attack is really good because you want to get the +1/+1 counters on your vampires.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can find a different way to put them on it and leave him the fuck in the command zone, and then nobody can ever do anything about it.
Well, that's the other thing, too. I mean, if he's just hanging out in the command zone, again, with Anala, I think. No, I don't remember her name. Anyways, with her, I at least have to have, like, a mana available to do it. I can't just, like...
It's just, it's free for him.
Not to mention... He literally, like, wizards have this wide variety of things that they can do. Mm-hmm. Vampires really are just 1/1 lifelinkers anyway, so
1/1
it's kind of like he's
lifelink.
making a copy of whatever he's playing.
Lifelink, death touch, flying is a lot in vampires.
Flying and lifelink make some sense to me. Lifelink, I think, is interesting, at least on the aspect of a vampire, because I understand a vampire healing itself.
Yeah,
I
but it's
don't
not healing us
understand-
as the planeswalker.
Yeah, I don't understand how a vampire sucking somebody else's blood is going to regenerate my health.
I mean, dude, somebody sucking me regenerates my health. Am I right?
Well, yeah, but it's not like the vampire like sucks a bunch of blood out of somebody over there and then comes over and
Spits
is
it
like,
in your mouth.
"Let me just." Well, I was gonna like have him spit it into your penis, but yeah, I suppose you can spit it in your mouth too if that's it. Spit in my mouth.
Vampire goth mommy spit in my mouth. Then there's Ara Borrow, the Roar of the Wild, which is in Selesnya.
Okay.
Which is why I kind of want to build this one. I don't have an Eminence deck, but if
Yeah.
I'm gonna build Selesnya, I don't want to do Eminence because Eminence is so fucking.
What's
bullshit.
the imminence on this one?
It's a cat avatar.
Ooh.
It's a 5/5.
Okay.
At the beginning of combat on your turn, if Arbo Roar of the Wild is in the command zone or on the battlefield, another target cat you control gets +3/+3 until end of turn.
Wow. That's nasty.
Yeah, because you just buff up one.
A little 1/1,
Yep, and it's
Yeah.
a 4/4.
probably with lifelink.
Yep. Its second effect is it's not in the part of the eminence because there's a space,
Yeah,
so it's a
yeah.
new paragraph. Whenever another cat you control it. Oh no, wait, this is still a part of it. I think. Whenever another cat you control attacks, you may pay 1 in Selesnya. If you do, it gains trample and gains +X/+X until end of turn, where X is its power.
My guess is if that doesn't also say eminence, it's probably
Yeah, I
a
think it's-
separate. So
it's a
that one
stat.
you have to be in the battlefield
Yeah,
for.
but
Okay.
see, this cat is at least a 5/5, so if you pull it out, it's not going to immediately die.
Is it another target?
Whenever
Cat?
another cat you control enters. So
You can give it
you can
+4
give
or +3
any
+3.
cat
Okay.
+X/+X.
So if you've got him, you drop a cat.
Yep.
Is that once per turn, or like if you play 4 cats?
It's whenever you do, and you pay the 1 in green and white. So you can also pay that multiple times. Yeah, so you can just make your like little 1/1 cats, like the really
Yeah.
cute cat token I'm going to put up here because I know of the exact one I'm thinking of,
Meow.
and just fucking roll on people. I'm talking about the cat from Unfinity is what I'm talking about.
Oh,
I
yep.
like that one.
I enjoy that one too.
Um,
Unfinity is on fire for lands and tokens,
dude,
man. Like,
Unfinity is such a good flavor set.
oh, it really is.
Like, I
I
love
hate
it.
Space Jace for board state
Space
reasons.
Balerin is so good.
Ugh. Again, that's another one of those experimental.
He's so good. And they made like 3 different artworks of him in that set too.
Yeah.
But like,
Because the worst thing you can do in the world is copy that card.
mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that they there's some weird way that they interact, but that's a whole separate game. If you drop one of those, I'm probably gonna concede. Just
Yeah.
we'll start over.
The reason I don't like the Dragon 2 as a commander, he's a 10/10. So if you pull him out of the command zone, you can't just fucking remove him with like a lightning bolt or something.
Yeah.
Like if you pull out Tiny Bones,
Mhm.
right, for yours,
Right.
I'm gonna just zap it with like a lightning bolt
Lightning
or
bolt will
something,
do it.
and then it's just
Yep.
done for 1 mana.
Got to recast.
You
him.
need to do a lot more to. But the thing is, it also costs a ton
Tragic
already.
slip.
Yeah, it costs Wooburgen 4, so you're
Mhm.
paying 9
Ooh.
to get him out. That's where like he is expensive, right?
Mm.
But you don't have to remove him from the command zone to make all your other dragons cheaper.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
That's
100%.
That's the thing is he's just there to make your dragons cost less.
Mm-hmm.
Then we also got the new Mox Jasper,
Mhm.
which is specifically for dragons and like.
I wonder if there's not something there, but like you go in the opposite direction. Like, how many little dragons are there? Like-
There's not a lot. You have the ones like Dragon Hatchling.
Yeah.
is one. It's a little. I think he's a 1/2 with flying. I think
Mm-hmm.
that. I think it's like +1/+0, something like that. That sounds right. I'm gonna look it up.
Instead of like topping off with like a huge amount, why not play a whole bunch of stuff that lets you play stuff either from Exile
Holy
or off
shit!
the
I was
top?
fucking right. Holy shit! I got almost everything right. It is a 0/1.
Hey, lightning strikes the clock twice a day or something like that.
A broken clock works twice a day. It's a dragon hatchling, 1 in red. It's a 0/1 flying. You pay 1. It gets +1/+0 until end of turn, so you can just spam. Oh, I just realized why I remember dragon hatchling as I watched that video. From Quips and Guac, where he was making the egg deck.
Oh,
Because dragon hatchling has an egg. That's why I remember
honestly, that was impressive.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot more eggs than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, there's only 13 actually printed, but
Yeah.
in the art, there's a ton of
There's
eggs.
a ton. A lot of snakes.
Lots of snakes.
And spiders. Ironically.
Yeah, Eminence is scary. It's a very good commander ability. If you're looking to get into commander and you forget, like I do sometimes, I forget to cast my commander because I'm just so enveloped in the deck. And that's how you know you have a good deck, is if you don't have to use your commander and you only use it for its colors.
That is actually a really good point. I think that's a really good idea, or a really good reason for anybody to try an Eminence-based commander. Because
so it makes you remember your commanders there,
right,
too.
yeah, because I don't know how many times, especially on monocolored decks,
Yep.
where I'll start doing some other stuff, and then I totally, I'll skip 2 or 3 turns where I could have casted my commander, but I just forget that he's hanging out over there.
There's one game that we played that I forgot to play Guafa.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
He costs
Just
3, and I
just
forgot
chilling.
to fucking cast him.
Yep, and would have been
And
hella
he's
handy.
very important.
Very important.
Guafa Hazid is a Azorius commander. Azorius is blue-white. He basically, you pay blue-white, tap him, and you put what's called a bribery counter on a creature. And a bribery counter, it's the only one of its kind. He's the only creature who does it.
I think he's the only creature, but I did hear of a second.
Yeah.
I think I ran into a second because we had a ruling thing.
But basically, you put the bribery counter on it, and they can't attack or block.
Yeah.
Can still use its activated abilities. However, if you're playing against a deck that needs to attack, it shuts it right.
Oh, yeah. Well, really, like, my deck isn't even really super attacking, but at the same time, like, when I couldn't attack, or I had to pay 6 to attack.
Because that's what you do, is because you're playing Azorius, you're going to basically play stacks.
Yep.
And the definition of stacks is you make it so people have to pay more and more mana to attack you. And so you put bribery counters on things, and if you can't put bribery counters on things, you make it so they can't attack you because it's too expensive.
I thought stacks came from smokestacks, where everybody had to sacrifice stuff.
Maybe people just call it stacks.
Yeah,
now.
no,
It's just in general.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just call it Azorius bullshit.
Azorius bullshit. So what we're gonna do next is we are going to we picked up some repacks, or Tom picked up some repacks. I'm gonna say we, but this is 100% funded by him. As you can see, sitting on the table here, we've got a bunch of these repacks, right?
So the repacks themselves,
Yeah, what are these?
Those
'Cause I don't know what these
came from a flea market in Brunswick.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's flea market repacks, which
Oh, yeah.
could actually be good.
They could, or we could get like 5 ofs
Yeah.
of like garbage cards in there.
This one I'm excited for because once again we're talking about starting Commander. Crossroads Games in Standish. It is it's the LGS that I actually grew up playing at. They do a Magic the Gathering starter bundle. It's a starter lot, which is 750 cards and includes 25 rares and 2 mythics.
I gotta say, when I saw those boxes there, I definitely got like a serious hard-on for opening up some repacks. It's like, there's a whole fucking log there.
Yep.
Yeah, and there's a mythic guaranteed.
Yeah.
I gotta find the mythic in this
Because guess what? The thing is,
needle in the haystack.
it's 750 cards. Depending on what the rares and the mythic are, you could build a commander out of this.
Oh, easy.
It might be bad,
Yeah.
but it would at least get you started, right?
That, and I wonder if there's anything silly in there, like, we're gonna do a thing with this before too long, but this is gonna be kind of a static thing.
Yep.
If you send us a command tower, Send us a command zone. Send us a command tower. All right. And
Yep.
we'll put the address to send it to up on the Patreon.
Yep.
But if you send us a command tower, we will definitely integrate that in some way into the overall mythos of the channel.
Yes, because
Got some ideas cooking, but
from episode 1, I mentioned that I own a single command tower. This is still true.
One command tower that he got from a secret lair from SpongeBob.
It's the only command tower I own.
Guy has been playing Magic since he was knee-high to a grasshopper, and the first commands, I've accidentally walked into command zones, just bought bulk stuff, and there's 3 command zones in there.
The command towers are...
They're command towers.
They're important. They're a staple. It's one of those things where you just kind of have to have it.
But you also played a lot of Standard, too.
I played a lot of Standard.
And it does...
It just does
absolutely dick all.
Literally nothing.
Yeah,
in Standard.
You can tap it for no mana.
Command tower taps, and it takes a color of your commander's identity and uses that.
Yes.
So if you're playing a 5-color commander, you can tap it for any of the 5 colors.
Yes. It's very handy for commander.
The reason it's good is because mana fixing's very important in commander, because you need to be able to pull out your commander, and the more colors it is, the harder it is to get out because you have to have all these things at the right time. There's a couple of Sentinels of the Watch in here.
Okay.
And by a couple, I mean 3.
By a couple, I mean 3. I think, you know what? I'm going to go with that one just for the name. Okay, because, there's a lot of uncommons and commons in here. I didn't see anything off the top that jumps as, value. But, again, I wasn't planning on getting any.
Yep.
But my pick for this pack is definitely going to be the very coolly named Hypothesizzle.
Hypothesizzle?
3, a red, and a blue to draw 2 cards, and then you may discard a non-land card. When you do, Hypothesizzle deals 4 damage to target creature. So it's got some removal, some card draw.
Okay. I like that.
Not bad.
That's
cool
cool
name, though. Very
cool
name.
I'm going to choose the Weaver of Currents from Amonkhet.
Oh, yes.
It's a Naga Druid that is 1 a green and blue, and when you tap it, you add 2 colorless. I'm going to do from Innistrad, actually. I have one from Shadows over Innistrad.
Very nice.
The Stormkirk Mentor. It's a 3 in black. It's a vampire soldier. When it enters the battlefield, put a +1/+1 counter on another target vampire you control.
Vampire synergies all around.
Vampire synergies.
Get your Imminence, put your counter on your 1/1. Now you got a 2/2 and a second body. So my pick for this round, I had a legendary that I was going to go with, and then I spotted here in the way back of this Kaladesh and Theros heavy booster, a Skirk Prospector from Dominaria. And he is a great little 1-drop goblin who has sacrifice a goblin, add 1 red mana to your mana pool.
Oh.
Just sacrifice a goblin. So not just himself, you got to...
You can do tokens. So
that's going in Krenko here.
Yep, so Krenko Mob Boss, because once again, we were talking about commander stuff this time. Krenko Mob Boss is a goblin commander, which is very scary. I'm going to put him up on the screen because...
He is scary.
If you want to play goblins, if you think they're great, Krenko is your commander. I don't care if there's any other good ones. Krenko's yours.
And Krenko's very, very viable. Seriously.
Hey guys. This is Fortuitous Find. This is Fortuitous Find. This is Fortuitous Find. This is Fortuitous Find. We're up to 3, right?
Did you find anything fortuitous there?
I don't know, but that's 3.
Yeah.
4.
5.
6. 7 fortuitous finds in this one repack.
It was quite the fortuitous find that you got there.
I think that's gonna have to be the card.
What does fortuitous find do?
Oh, I got an energy token. Let's go. Energy reserve.
Oh, nice.
Fortuitous Find is a 2 and a black from Kaladesh sorcery that you choose one or both. You can return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand or return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. All right. I have 8. This pack is fucking funny. There is 8 Fortuitous Finds.
Right.
All right. Couple of other random things. And then there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 ambitious Aetherborns. In this one.
Wow. fortuitous and ambitious.
So
pack.
this is not how you build repacks.
No, not at all.
That is terrible.
No,
this is the worst repack I've ever seen. Oh, I got 2 energy reserves.
So,
Watch out.
but this one, I got Boon of Emrakul, which is an aura. Enchanted creature gets +3, -3 for 2 and a black.
Ooh, Emrakul. We love Emrakul.
Right? A little shout out to Emrakul there.
Emrakul is banned for a reason. So once again, if you're getting into Commander, please look up Emrakul and really think about what she does, and you'll notice why she's banned. So Legion Guildmage is a human wizard. You pay 5 in a red and tap it, and it deals 3 damage to each opponent. 6 to deal 3 damage is garbage.
Potentially 9.
Then you can pay 2 and a white and tap it to tap another target creature.
Oh yeah, but you have to tap it, don't you?
You do.
So
nothing is good. So that's why you tap it.
If that were open ended and you could just pay that as many times as you wanted to, that would be worth it.
Yep, 100%.
I've got Cone of Flame, which I picked up 3 copies of here. Cone of Flame is actually one that I might look into investing in for my wizard deck, but we'll see. It's a sorcery. It deals 1 damage to target creature or player, 2 damage to another target creature or player, and 3 damage to a third target creature or player.
So
really
I got Wisp Drinker Vampire. It's a 2 and black and white. Vampire Rogue with flying. Whenever a creature with power 2 or less enters the battlefield under your control, each opponent loses a life and you gain a life. Hey, guess what the Eminence effect of Edgar does is it creates a 1/1 vampire. Guess what triggers this? There you go.
So for my pack here, I found this pocket of 6. This one might be a new one for you. It's called Fortuitous Find.
Oh! Really?
So we have 12 copies of that so far, I think.
Let's fucking go. Trying to see.
Missing some more tape. Oh, no, there you go.
Oh, so they put the mythic right at the top.
Oh, do they?
Oh, there's 2 mythics. We got Sphinx of the Final Word, which is actually really good.
I understand.
Sphinxes are so good.
Just a little heads up. I understand that you guys are like, you've had maybe some issues in the past where people are like, oh, I didn't find a mythic in there and blah, blah, blah. I understand that, but not being able to look for it in this haystack is like an instant blowout. Like,
yeah.
Just to those who pack these.
So Sphinx for the Final Word is a 5 and 2 blue. Sphinx, it can't be countered as flying hexproof, and instant and sorcery spells you control can't be countered by spells or abilities.
Oh.
Or abilities.
Oh, is not a Sphinx wizard, is it?
No, it's just a Sphinx.
Oh, boring.
Yeah. The next one is Soul of Zendikar. Yeah.
Oh, Soul
we
of
got
Zendikar.
M15 Soul of Zendikar.
Very nice.
It's a 4 and 2 green reach. 3 and 2 green, put a 3/3 green beast token into the battlefield. You could pay 3 and 2 green to exile it from your graveyard and put a 3/3 green beast token into the battlefield.
What? No landfall?
Nope. Nope. But
Soul of Zendikar doesn't have landfall?
Nope, but
how did that happen?
Foil mythics.
That's
though.
gnarly, though. That's cool.
That's super cool. I like that. So that's awesome. We'll move into Reddit Roundup.
Reddit. Oh yeah, we got some good Reddit
Roundup.
stuff.
Joe, in the middle of this, he sent me his favorite spider card.
Oh, cool.
He sent me Watcher in the Web.
It's a
4-cost 1 green spider with reach 2/5. Watcher in the Web can block an additional 7 creatures each combat.
Convenient. I like that. That's very on theme.
I remember seeing that. That in standard was good because it can block 7 creatures, which is a lot.
Which is more than enough.
It's more than enough.
Standard, if you're facing down more than 7 creatures at a time, 8 creatures, you're in trouble.
It always makes me happy that we're recording these every Monday and Joe is watching the new episode.
Yeah, he's catching the previous.
As we're doing
What up,
it.
Joe?
Yeah, so it's really cool. So Reddit Roundup this week. Keeping on to... What the fuck? Sorry. Somebody got a package randomly in the mail that they got Adventures in the Forgotten Realms and Kamigawa Neon Dynasty draft boosters. They got 6 of them, just shipped to their house of each, and they didn't ask for them.
Okay.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Open the shit out
How
of
do you
those.
complain about that?
Nope. Yeah, I wouldn't. So my my Reddit roundup this week,
Uh-huh.
got 2 things. One is an update to a rule, which we'll actually talk about the rule update first, because this is kind of an important thing.
Yeah.
So Sagas had a rule update with the release of Final Fantasy. So speaking of Sagas, we're making a small but impactful rules update with this release. With the advent of Saga creatures, it's much easier to get into a situation where Saga on the battlefield loses all of its abilities, but is still a Saga enchantment. The result of this interaction was previously unintuitive to many players since the Saga had no chapter abilities. The game defined the greatest number among its chapter abilities as 0, and no matter how many lore counters that Saga had on it, it would be sacrificed as a state-based action once it wasn't the source of a chapter ability on the stack, usually right away. Starting with the release of Final Fantasy, we're updating the rules. If a Saga has no chapter abilities, it won't be subject to the state-based action that would cause it to be sacrificed due to how many lore counters it has. Similarly, it won't be subject to the turn-based action that adds a lore counter to each Saga you control at the beginning of your first main phase each turn. For example, if you summon Bahamut with 1 lore counter on it, it loses all abilities because someone attaches Observe Stasis onto it. It won't gain lore counters via the turn-based action until its chapter abilities gain, probably because you removed the Observe Stasis somehow.
So, like I was saying the other
confusing.
day, I listened to a 10-minute video on this, and I didn't fucking hear it. Yeah,
so,
I did the same thing just now. I'm trying to pay attention, too.
The roundabout thing about it. So, essentially, Urga's Saga is probably the most prominent saga, right? Once it hits the last saga, it immediately gets sacrificed.
Okay.
You can now put something on it like Stasis that will keep it on the battlefield.
Okay.
And now, even though it has no more counters, it stays. Because sagas are supposed to get sacrificed as soon as it hits the last saga.
Okay.
Triggers last saga, gets sacrificed.
So if it doesn't have any counters on it,
it can now stay if you find a way to make it stay.
Okay. Sounds convoluted.
It is. It's because basically it makes it so you can keep the saga creature on the battlefield even after the saga ends. So now it just stays a 5/5 creature.
So this ruling thing seems weirdly timed. And I have to wonder.
It's because of the saga creatures now.
Yeah, I have to wonder if. I'm sorry. Did Bahamut look like it needed some help? Did it look like it was struggling?
I was thinking the same thing when they made that. I'm like, this is 100% because of Bahamut.
Yeah, no, and I'm looking at these sagas, these saga creatures,
and the new legendary creature that basically makes it so you can indefinitely keep them on the battlefield.
There's not a single one that I can think of that was like, oh, that would be okay if it were like a little bit more power. Every single one was like, bam, that needs to be answered, which is normally not the case with sagas. What is it? Eldest Reborn is usually the Akron War. Those are maybe the 2 sagas that you have to be seriously concerned about.
Yeah, Urza's is really scary too. Urza's is like used in like every
Urza's is scary, but Urza's is only scary in an already scary deck. People are using that in artifact decks in, typically if somebody's first turn Urza sagaing, that there are bigger issues with the rest of the deck.
Yep. But yeah, so they updated the rules. It's a little confusing. We will put the link to some videos and stuff on the change of people who can explain it a little bit better. I don't play a lot of sagas, so it's not like really into my vocabulary yet. However, I can foresee them being in my future more now that I'm starting to add them to my decks because they're actually good.
That, and I do definitely plan on making a Tom Bombadil deck at some point. That one's
that's
just
all
fun.
sagas,
That's
dude.
just fun.
Yeah, Tom Bombadil. Yep.
Yeah.
Lord of the
Rings. Very thematic too. Yep. I feel like just sitting around telling stories and shit.
Yeah. And then the Reddit roundup story is from r/EDH, from u/Rain. This is as of filming 5 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
New player wins too often with precons asked to purposely sandbag. As the title says, I'm a new player. Started a few months ago with my friends/roommates, and we only use precons, mainly the new ones from Tarkir, Dragonstorm, and Fallout.
Okay.
This post isn't some humble brag or woe is me. I'm just searching for insight. After winning my first 3 games with Dogmeat Precon, hell yeah, the one that I'm looking for my girl, was told I was banned from playing it for a while as it's one of the better precons. Still have yet to play it since. So I tried the Sauron deck, won, and lost with it. Yeah, I know, Sauron deck's not a good
I was trying to down my power level a little bit, so I played the Dark Master.
Mm-hmm. Cut through the next few months to present, and we also played a bit online through Tabletop Sim and had a similar amount of wins, something like 20-4 in a mix of 1v1s and 3-mans.
Okay.
I recently saw a precons at a local game store, Quick Draw. Grabbed it and used it on the next game. Eventually managed to board wipe and won. One of my roommates got frustrated that I always seem to find an out. Next time we played online, I let them pick the precon I would use from the list on Tapped Out. Won that, and then played a few new Jeskai precon from Dragonstorm, which was the worst of the 5 according to the group. Went 1-1 with it. I have since been asked to hold back or sandbag so others can win for a change. This even cumulative in a D&D session in which that roommate is a player. We the players, took part in a single elimination non-lethal PvP tournament, either second or third round. Basically, he explains like it happened again. Maybe I'm off base or maybe something else, but it's soured my mood to play games a bit lately.
In D&D, they did
D&D.
PvP?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's...
So, basically, first comment agrees with what I'm going to say. It's 100% a skill issue.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, right? If all of you are playing with precons and you're still winning, you are just the better player.
There's nothing wrong with that.
There is nothing wrong with that.
However, if you're as good as you say you are, you can tone it down.
Yeah.
Like, maybe don't make the optimal move every time. Maybe hold that counter spell. Yeah, it is the best way to take care of the threat currently, but you know, again, it's a political thing. So, like, if you can 1v3 everybody every time and just like mow through it, that's fine. But
I mean, look,
know
you
that
and I
you're...
will sometimes hold back on certain things because I'm like,
Yeah.
I want this game to last longer. I want to see. There's definitely a couple of times where like I could have walked over you with Mere Battlesphere, and I'm like, I'm like, I'm not gonna play it this turn because I want to maybe extend it out because I'm having fun with this game and I like the weird back and forths.
I really thought about wiping, but I with the will one because you picked Chaos the first round, and I was like, and
it would have been the easier way because guess what? It would have wiped your field, yes, but then you wouldn't have had to deal with all the bribery counters and stuff like that.
Or all your enchantments.
Yep.
Those were the ones that were really holding me back. I could have rebuilt back from that.
That's why I chose that option because I was like, I want to see if maybe he wants to continue the game how it is, or if he wants to end it early and we can go to another game.
Yeah. Because that was long and drawn out, but you had won that game pretty early on.
Yeah.
That was
damn
bribery counters.
I think if you wiped it, it would have probably swung the other way.
Yeah.
Because your board state can build faster than
those enchantments were definitely doing something, and I would get up what's his name to a point where his commander tax was up there because I had the mana.
Yep. Yeah. So it's that's where like you shouldn't have to purposefully sandbag, right? All the time. Sometimes is okay, like if you want to extend the game, if you want more people to have more interactions, have fun. But it sounds like the friend who's getting mad at you is just a bad Magic player.
Not only that, but you could help them get better. They need to if they could recognize that they can improve as well, and that they are in the presence of somebody who knows what they're doing. Maybe sit down and have an analyzed, open-end discussion about, like, sit down where you guys are playing with your hands open and explain all the moves that you would do and why you would do that.
I used to be, remember, we talked about it, I used to be not a great Magic player, like, even in Standard and stuff like that, and I used to quit a lot of games because I wasn't good, and it's because I didn't understand the pivotal card value portion of Magic.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It wouldn't click in my brain
Card
ever.
advantage is key.
Card advantage, card value, I didn't get it.
Which is so backwards when it comes to
Yep.
Pokemon.
Yep,
Like,
I didn't get it. I didn't understand it, and that lost me a ton of games.
mm-hmm.
And
Because it's not intuitive.
it's not. It's one of those things that you can't just be taught it. You kind of have to learn it yourself.
Yep.
And that's where game knowledge comes into play. Unfortunately, like Magic is if you really want to get into it, you do kind of have to do some research. You need to understand some pivotal cards that exist. But then there's cards that you're just not going to know exist, and then you're like, oh shit, that just walked over me. But that's the learning part of it, is like, there's cards Tom will play that I'm like, I've never heard of that card. And I'm like, dude, that thing's fucking sick in this scenario, in this niche situation. That's why Commander has cards that are good in every scenario, which is why they're expensive, and that's why they're good.
Yep.
And that's why they're basically needed for decks. Soul
that base 10.
Yep.
Yeah.
Soul Rings, Command Towers, Arcane Signets, Mind Stones.
If you're in the colors, your free counter spells.
Free counter spells.
Free removal.
Lightning Bolt for red, counter spell for blue. Everybody knows those because if you're not playing them in your decks, you're kind of dumb because they're almost needed in some decks.
I wouldn't even say dumb, but you are inviting getting your ass
Not
whooped.
dumb, yeah, but like it's open for invitation. That's why if you look at precons are great for new players because it gives you these things that are needed in decks.
Yeah.
So you are going to have an upper hand against people who are maybe building their own decks and don't have these things because precons are made for that.
And if you're looking to scale down your power level, don't go to Sauron. Like,
literally, Sauron's crazy. It's like the new Final Fantasy precons coming out.
Don't play Cloud if you're trying to just
don't play the
be
limit,
subtle.
The Limit Break deck is insane.
Oh,
the Limit Break deck is a turn 2 win.
That's nuts. That's nuts for a precon. Like that
is a little scary. But that's the thing is, you can take these precons to tournaments. Precons are allowed in tournaments because guess what?
Yeah.
They're commander decks.
Yep.
And
that's a legal commander deck
at
that point.
And the best way to build decks, honestly, in my opinion, and I don't buy precons, but I should because I like the game enough. Buy a precon, work around the precon.
Yep.
Change aspects within it.
Do that breakdown. A really good rule of thumb is to break down your mana cost. And then as you're replacing stuff, make sure you replace it with something with the same cost, the same converted mana cost.
But it's like in my Samurai deck, I have a couple of things. Like Embercleave is a very good Voltron equipment card. It's a weapon. Embercleave, I don't have it in my deck. But I have a similarly costed card right now that kind of does the same thing, but it's more expensive mana-wise. So that's where, when you're upgrading precons, you're basically swapping things out for a cheaper version of itself, but it's better, but it does cost more actual money.
Yeah, that's usually the case.
And that's the case, is you're swapping things out that are going to fit better in it. So, like, the Limit Break deck, the one that I'm talking about in Final Fantasy, it's all based off of, like, weapons and things like that.
Equipment.
There are equipments in it that they're okay, that if you swap them out immediately, they're going to be insane. It's like my Samurai deck, every time we've played it, it's gotten better every time because I'm finding different equipments to throw in it that are better than the equipments I have. But they cost more actual money. And sometimes they don't. I mean, it's just all about, you can start a commander deck that you have this idea for. It's going to be bad because you don't have the optimized cards for it. But you can still play the deck.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to have dual lands. You can just have normal basic lands.
Again, that's tying back to the Reddit post. I have to wonder if, again, the poster, just because of the inclusion of the D&D stuff, like, are you just min-maxing all the time? Are you just
that
are
almost
you
sounds
that
like
good, or are you that bad at being able to read people?
Yep.
Because again, like, especially when you're playing in a pod and you've got 3 other people that are there trying to have a good time, if you're not being competitive and there's not like a prize structure around, have fun with it. You don't gotta just like, oh, I'm gonna lose next turn if I don't board wipe. Let somebody else take the win, or stretch it out. Stretch out the game a little bit. Be that annoying player versus the try hard player.
the back and forth on here, the guy said 100% skill issue. The next person said, it's one of the hardest hurdles for new players to overcome, realizing their decks don't do the thing because they are bad at piloting the decks. This, along with realizing life is a resource. I've seen a trip up every new player I've ever brought into the game.
How many times has he said that?
Yep.
Life is a resource.
Yeah, a real conversation I've had playing both Sylvian Library and Phyrexian Arena to max value while shocking a land on the same turn.
Yep.
And somebody said, new player, why would you pay 12 life on one turn?
Absolutely.
And he says, you'll understand one day.
I'll pay 39 life if I can draw 39 cards.
Yeah, I didn't win that game. I failed the final showdown against Braids, but the principle still stands.
Yeah.
Yep, and that's the thing is there's the new player understanding on some pivotal things in Commander matters. Like life is a resource. Like don't be scared to accidentally spend a little bit more life doing something because it could actually win you the game later.
And statistically, like you're gonna lose. Like we've got pods of 4 where there's one player who's technically going to win. Yeah,
Every
there's
time.
ways that you can tie stuff up and you and another player can win and
But
so
every
forth.
game
but
is different.
yeah.
Every game you sit down to play is always going to be different because there's 4 people doing different things.
And even if you're losing all the time, it's not about that. It's about playing.
Yes.
It's the real magic is casting spells, drawing cards, finding interesting board states. Every once in a while, like if you're pitted in a corner and you lose all the time and then you finally drop that commander one day and you swing in for that last point of lethal commander damage, like that's going to be so much sweeter.
It's so sweet.
Because you've put in the work, the time to lose.
I remember the first time you and I played Magic against each other.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't really understand each other's playstyle. We kind of know each other's playstyle a little bit now, but still every one of our games is different.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're always thinking differently, and we're trying to, like, oh, I know how they play, but now that we know how each other plays, we're trying to outsmart that at the same time. We're just creating new, interesting ways we're thinking about the decks.
Yep.
There's combos I found in my own decks that I didn't realize existed.
And there's also an etiquette that we have as well, because again, our goal is to get better.
Yep.
We're playing to get more competitive so that we can compete at some point.
Yep.
I feel like that's a little bit more your dream because I'm not going to get into the grind.
I would love to,
but I do like having a deck. You know, especially a fun deck that I can sit down and is competitive because
Tiny
we're going to
Bones.
run into people. Yeah, Tiny Bones.
Holy fuck,
out
dude.
of left field.
Holy
like
fuck.
Tiny Bones is amazing just by himself, but then you throw in a bunch of discard stuff, and boy, no, that kid is off the chain.
Yep. But yeah, I want to get better. I've always been that's why I played Standard. I'm a competitive person.
Mm-hmm.
Standard is a competitive format.
Mm-hmm.
Standard 100% is competitive.
See, and I think realistically, if it didn't align so much in the white-green Selesnya end, I would probably be a huge group hug player.
Yep.
I really like the idea of just maybe not even playing as long as we can, but I like the idea of everybody getting to do stuff and draw cards. And,
and that's the thing is, you're gonna. The thing about competitive Commander is, it is competitive.
So
it is aggressively competitive.
I was just thinking about that deck in the video that we saw where all 4 players had a full commander deck of graded cards. I think we've talked about this in the past.
In the power level of those decks were insane.
Yeah, especially the Joda one. This is the new Joda, the friendship Joda, and dude, that guy was just going off.
Yeah, it was one of those things where it was almost a video that the only reason it was fun to watch was because every card was graded in the deck. But it wasn't fun to watch because it took like 20 minutes. That was it. It was the fastest Commander game I've ever seen.
It was pretty one-sided, too.
Yep.
That was not...
everybody else was
really
on turn 5, and he was on turn, 12.
Yeah.
And I was like, holy shit, dude.
And again, that's just an optimized deck will just go off
the
like
fact that he turn 1 mana into Mox, into Soul Ring,
yeah,
into
he's
Arcade
sitting on like 3 or 4 mana on turn 1.
Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, dude. He cast Joda on turn 2.
Mm-hmm. Which cascades, so he cascades in there.
Yeah, so that's where it's like, competitive Commander is a whole different battlefield.
Yep.
That if you want to get into it, you need to actually do research and be ready for it.
Yeah, that, and I'm not looking to like seriously compete, but most of these competitions are looking for like $20 to $50 buy-ins. I'm not dropping $50 just to go in and have my ass handed to me. Like,
yeah,
I'd
that's
like to
why I'm
show up.
I'm getting prepared because when we go to MagicCon Atlanta, I am spending the $50 and I'm going into a tournament. Like, this is going to be my first Commander tournament ever, which from episode 1, I mentioned I'd never even like looked at Commander.
Yeah.
Like, I actually didn't know 2 months ago now what competitive Commander looked like. And now I'm like eating, breathing, sleeping, thinking about competitive Commander because I want to be prepared for this.
That's a competition. That's regionals, I want to say.
This is if for some god-awful reason I come first place, I can go to Worlds.
And you can use that to finance the...
Yeah, that's the thing is, like, this is an actual qualifier.
That, and I don't think you need to win. I think it's like top 8.
It's like top 8. Top 8 goes to... Then you play again Sunday, top 8. And then the winner of that... has the ticket to like Worlds.
Gotcha.
Which is fucking terrifying.
Right? Wouldn't that be?
That'd be an insane turn of events. If
Wild.
If I go into this tournament and I make it past round 1 as a winner, I'm gonna be happy. If I win at least once in a pot of 4,
just gotta make it to round 2.
Yep. Just gotta make it to round 2. I'm gonna be stoked if I win in a pot of 4.
I'm back and forth. I still don't know if I'm gonna enter because the idea of following that and getting, I don't want to be over there playing while you're, having a great match, and I could be getting some cool footage of that and whatnot. So
yeah,
I might buy on that one, but I'll definitely find plenty of interesting things to check out while we're there.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested. I'm nervous for it at best, right? Because this is like a tournament where the top 65 people get a prize.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
Not to mention, we'll get all... That's another thing. So we're going to do the tickets with the package, basically. Not the top tier one, because we don't have $5,000 a piece.
$900 fucking dollars a piece for a Black Lotus pass.
But we're getting like a playmat,
an Atlanta playmat, a deck box, card sleeves.
We're getting 3 packs of collector's edition Spider-Man before they're available on sale, I believe.
We are.
And those are going to go... We can give those away, right?
Oh,
yeah. Buy those.
Oh, we can give them away.
Okay.
Fuck yeah.
So we're going to give those away at a serious detriment because I really want Spider-Man stuff. So just having the 3 for us.
It's the same thing as I know I want to keep my playmat.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want. I don't know if you want to keep yours.
I was going to toss it up. I like my Wakanda.
Exactly. Yeah. But no, I wanna keep mine because I'm the collector, and Tom's like I could care less. I like my stuff.
I got 2 $5 ones from Five Below, and they say Wakanda Forever, and they're hilarious, and I love them.
They're oddly shaped. They're longer than they are wide.
Yep.
Same.
Even for a gaming keypad, they don't fit. It's not the right dimensions.
Yep. But so we're gonna be giving that stuff away. We will also for next month because we do have next month's, and we are gonna hype up next month's because this is an important one. We are giving away an entire set booster box of Final Fantasy.
Boom, boom.
A whole box. It's like 30 packs.
Yeah.
Like
that's something like
that.
I forgot how much it was.
You're getting a whole box, as well as a lot of the times these pre-release events will have extras left over.
Oh yeah.
We might be able to pick up a couple and give those away too. Because pre-release packs come with packs. They come with a promo card. They come with an awesome pre-release box. They come with a dice set, which there is a limited edition one that can randomly be opened, which is like a prismatic one, which is cool.
So I want to keep my cards to throw into the pool and whatnot, but outside of that, like any of the box or the die or whatnot, I'm happy to throw all that. I have zero use for Final Fantasy anything.
Yep. But yeah, so Final Fantasy next month. I'm gonna even try to get playmat too, because they make Ultra Pro playmats.
Oh yeah, that'd be
for 'em.
gnarly.
I want to do like a nice Final Fantasy like giveaway bundle. That's gonna be our big one.
It'd be pretty sweet.
This month's giveaway, which we can officially announce now because we're gonna do it.
Oh
Here
yeah,
in a
we're
second.
gonna do it up here.
We are giving away the Outlaws of Thunder Junction Costco bundle, where it came with the Commander deck. It came with the Nicole Bolas promo and a bunch of packs. I'm going to throw it up on the screen here.
Jelly of that Bolas promo.
Yep, we are giving that away. So that is the giveaway this month. It's not as grand as last month or next month, but it's one of those things where not every month's going to be grand. You know?
And it's cool.
It's cool. It's cool.
Mhm.
So without further ado, I drew last time.
Did you?
I did.
I thought I drew last time.
I don't know. Hopefully it's not the same person.
We
again.
have it on video.
Yeah, hopefully it's not the same person.
It is what it is. If it is the same person, then they know that we're not likely stacking the deck. Huh. Okay. Oh, it's Pin, isn't it?
It is. Can you not read it?
Oh, RJ.
RJ!
Woo! Way
All
to
right.
go, RJ. Yeah, I was
at
like, what's Pidge?
Pidge.
Pidge has won.
Pidge. Yes, so giveaway.
Way to go, RJ.
is RJ.
Rockin'.
Congrats. So,
Put a lot of effort into the bowl.
yeah, put a lot of effort into it. And so, yeah, congratulations, RJ. You are the giveaway winner for this month. Next month, tell your friends. This is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, right? The more people that subscribe to us, the bigger giveaways we can do.
100%. That, and we're going to be doing these events. We're going to be getting into getting some exclusive stuff.
Exclusive thing that, like, if you can't, like, MagicCon is going to be money for us. Like,
Yeah.
we are spending, like, $1,000 or something on this trip.
Yeah.
And it's out of our pocket, but we want to do it anyway, so it's not like...
it's not like we're not going and having fun.
We're going to have fun, but we're also going to work.
Yeah, it's
right?
going to be some work.
And but the thing is, if you guys help us go to these conventions, you guys can get exclusive things from these conventions you might not be able to go to.
Yeah. Yep.
$5 a month for you. We're spending thousands to be able to give you free things.
That, and ultimately, just like the SpongeBob for the first round.
Yeah.
Are we doing the official rollout? It's not changing just yet. I think it's changing for the next month for the price change.
It's going to be changing, yeah.
I'm not going to say anything official for what that's changing, but the lowest tier is going down a little bit, and the highest tier is going up a little bit. And outside of that, it's going to stay pretty much the same. But my point is, for the cost of a single booster pack, you get into the running to get a whole booster box
more.
of
a pack for a box.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's
insane.
An awesome potential. And it's Final Fantasy. Like it's not my bag, but it's a lot of people's bags.
And even if it's not your bag and you're not into Final Fantasy, there are some cards that are going to be Commander staples
and worth some money.
Yep, there's already a lot.
There's more than $150 worth of cards in.
Easy. I'm excited for our box. Like, I'm really excited to get ours alone.
Crack it open.
I'm so stoked. But yeah, thank you guys again for joining us.
Thank you much.
Second giveaway is done. We look forward to the next month with you guys.
Great. Many more giveaways.
Yeah, thank you for 2 months.
2 months?
We are into 2 months now. So
rocking.
Look at that.
Heck yeah.
Holy shit.
What started out as a tiny little production.
What started out as the 30-year-old man dream is a reality. So from Sean and Tom from the Hard Part Podcast, we will see you guys next month.
See you next month. Next month?
Next week.
Next week. Yeah, I was going to say the new month just started.
Sorry, I keep doing that. It's because,
we're taking some time off.
Taking some off. No, we're not. We are not taking any time off.
No. Rocking and rolling.
Rocking and rolling. See you guys next week.
Have a good one.
Thank you.